Sox new ticketing model. So the White Sox haven't had big shifts in their ticketing model in the way that they sell tickets. It's been a few years since they have done it. And this just got public on Twitter earlier this week. And if you are colorblind, I apologize because you may not be able to see the amount of colors the White Sox are using. So for those that are on the podcast, you can't see this image, but we have it up in the YouTube version of the show as far as the highlight. Jim, all of the colors in the White Sox ticket map. And if you are colorblind, I can provide as well in the podcast post all of the descriptions of where seats are going to be. I don't know about you, Jim, but my favorite is now the premium outfield reserve for the new section that the White Sox are selling tickets. Different than the premium bleachers. Don't get that confused. They are two different sections at Guarantee Rate Field now. Premium outfield reserve and premium bleachers reserved.
Yeah, premium bleachers made me laugh. Also, upper corners only being one corner. Like upper corners is the cheapest ticket, but they couldn't make them both. Even though they say corners plural, upper corners only accounts for one corner. So that's really just how much they're trying to split this baby over and over again. Yeah, this... When I first saw all these colors, I thought like this should inspire like their next City Connect uniform. It's just all of the colors. And also like, when you talk about premium bleachers, I like that for 160 through 163, like whenever you see footage on cameras or cutaways or, from games when there's activity going on in the park and fists and beers are flying, it tends to be in those left field bleachers. And I like that they chose like cherry blossom and lavender for those seats, like to try to, make them, I guess, maybe gentler, kinder, softer. But yeah, that's, I would think those would be like the bright red danger zone, do not enter. But instead 108 gets the bright red. So
yes, it does. Yeah,
next to the pea green of the Miller Lite Landing. So I mean, that's like, and then you have that like, is it brown? The 110, like, and like the middle seats of like 111 being carved up. Like it's just, it feels like the White Sox are trying to like really sell tickets to StubHub with this. Like it seems like they really want to sell tickets, but not to people.
Yeah, so you are right. StubHub is heavily influencing this ticket map. So for those sections, it's sections 111, 112, 113, and sections 153, 152, 151. So down the foul lines before you get to the corner, they're split up in three parts. And if you sit in rows 1 through 15, you're in the premium lower box, so you pay one price. If you sit in rows 16 to 25, you are in the lower box and you'll pay a different price than the lower reserved, which is in rows 26 and all the way to the very back. So
it's like it looks like a skid mark down there. Just like a brown streak going right through a section.
Yeah, it's those three sections, and I'm wondering, they have data on this. Like the White Sox marketing team, they have data in where the tickets are being bought and what people are willing to pay for through third-party sites like StubHub and SeatGeek, where those seats are, like the rows and seats that they are paying more money for through the third-party sites, buying from the Chicago White Sox, which it was just one. The section is one price. There are some sections behind home plate. Obviously, those are the premium seats that have different pricing tiers. But for the most part, throughout the entire stadium, the section had the same pricing. And looking at the map again, I apologize, Jim. The blues mash up here as the gradient behind home plate in the 500 level. The 500 level behind home plate also has three different pricing tiers. So if you want to sit closer to the field in 2023 at White Sox games, expect to pay more. And it's going to be interesting to see on how this impacts season ticket holders, because there could be a chance, depending on where your season tickets are, is that the person sitting in front of you is spending more money to be one row closer to the field at row 15, but because you're in row 16, you save money off of your ticket plan. Oh man, I don't know how they decided that there's a difference between row 15 and row 16, and thus there's going to be a difference in price. But yeah, this has gotten quite the reaction online for White Sox fans looking at the new ticket seating map and being very confused. And the White Sox have not provided pricing yet for these colors, so I'm sure there's going to be a second wave of reactions.